Hey there, friends. I want to welcome you to our 30-day challenge. I'm so glad that you're here. This really is our challenge for our single women's community, which is called She is Single, She is Strong. My name is Cindy Galley, and I've just been so encouraged by the Lord to launch this so that we as single women could start off before the new year begins. And so we've been doing this. This is day 5 of our challenge. It's 32 days and it's called 26 to 26, so that we started December 26th and we end January 26th. But if you're just starting and joining us today, I want to welcome you. We have experts, authors, coaches, leaders, mentors, entrepreneurs, so many incredible women that are coming on here every day on our live dailies, and they are giving us their nuggets of wisdom and things that they've either conquered or things that they've discovered in their journey. And they're coming on here just out of the generosity of heart to come and to share their pearls of wisdom with us and with our community. So I'm so excited that you're here today. We have a very special guest. She actually recently was on my personal podcast, A New Thing with Cindy. She is an incredible woman, author, coach, minister, expert in fitness, and she's going to share a little bit of that today. And so let's see, without further ado, it looks like she's here. I'm going to go ahead and Katrina, if you want to just join, if you want to, let me see, I think you have to request to join. So I'm going to let you do that. There we go, girl. Because this whole series is called Becoming Her. And we really want you to become the very best version that God has for you to be. So hello, Katrina.
Hi,
How are you, my friend? Welcome.
it's so good to be here. How are you?
I'm so good. It's so good to have you back in my virtual sphere again.
I feel like we were just on together.
we were. You know, it's always so wonderful to have you. You're just so full of wisdom. And just yesterday, we re-aired some of your interview. And I was just like, wow, there's just so much that God has deposited into and given to you in order for people to become whole, really in every area. I know a lot of times going into the new year, and I want you to go ahead and talk about that. But a lot of times people will just focus primarily on the physical. I want to lose weight. Maybe I want to eat better. But you talked to us on A New Thing with Cindy about this 6 pillar method, which I think it's the whole man. It's one of the things I loved about going to school at ORU was educating the whole man, and it was spirit, soul, and body. But of course, you also talk a little bit about finances and relationships and really just all of these areas that our lives touch. And we sometimes just only focus on the one. So welcome.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, I'm just so excited. So, if you want to just kind of jump right in on some fun tips to fitness into this new year that we're starting, and then share your challenges that you have coming up. I know you've got one starting tomorrow.
Yay. Yes, I do. Yeah, I think going into the new year is a time that we're like, oh, new beginnings, and we want to like create these big, outrageous goals, and the statistics of how many people actually complete a New Year's resolution is very low. Like most people quit within the first month, right? And
Woo!
so they start going in, and many, I can't remember, I want to say it's like 30%, quit within the first week. Okay. So setting New Year's resolutions is something that I've kind of abandoned probably 6 or 7 years ago with my clients because it just sets them up for failure. So instead, I want to give you
Mm,
some tips that you're going to ditch some things and instead do some different things, which is going to require a mindset shift when you think about what
mm,
the fitness community and the health and wellness community is teaching, because they teach this quick fix mentality. And so we're wanting the same thing. We're wanting quick fixes, but instead we want to create what the real goal that most people want. They don't want to quickly get their results and then get back to where they were. They want to sustain it, right? Like that is
yes.
the ultimate goal, is
Yeah.
not just whatever it is that we're after. We want to be able to sustain that long term. And so to be able to do that, it requires a mindset shift.
Mm,
One of those mindset shifts is ditching the outrageous goals. Okay, because so many times we set these big goals and we ourselves are unable to obtain them. And I hear it taught all the time, in not just in health and wellness, but in so many industries. Set a bigger goal, and if you fall short, you're further along than what you were. But the psychology behind that is we're constantly, our brain recognizes failure. It sees it as failure, can't do it, can't do it. And now that starts deteriorating our own self worth. We start not believing in ourselves. We start not having this trust in ourselves. So we want to ditch that outrageous goal and instead create small victories that we can win over and over and have these consistent victories. Because
Good.
instead, what that does to the subconscious mind is it sees that victory and it actually increases dopamine. Okay, it increases feel good hormones, and we want to do that more. So now the subconscious mind goes to work to be able to create more of that feeling. So when we
Wow.
start with smaller goals, like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to get to the gym once a week, twice a week. Or I'm going to go to the gym once a week and I'm going to go for a walk once a week, right? That's 2 times a week that you're doing some kind of activity.
Yeah.
Guess what? You do that consistently, your reward system and your subconscious mind gets so excited and increases dopamine. You start doing that and wanting to do that more often. Okay. That's
Yes.
where momentum is built. So that's tip number one.
That's so good. If we ended there, it's like, wow, that is really good. I think, it's so important for people to understand that there are doable things. And you're right. We see these outrageous goals and we see that end result, but if we quit in the very beginning, we will never obtain those goals. And it's why we don't see the results that we thought we would see. A whole year goes by and we're still the same place we were a year before.
Mm-hmm. And I
So
myself have
good.
struggled with that of like, oh, setting big
Sure.
goals. Because like I said, it's taught throughout all different parts of industry of these big goals. And I found myself feeling very paralyzed to be able to move forward to accomplish that, which is one of the reasons that I
Mm.
was asking God to give me a system with GPS mastery. I know a topic for another day of what he wanted me to do. And it really was, I needed to create small, consistent wins so that I had
Good.
momentum to moving forward, and it kept me from being paralyzed from moving forward, and I was able to accomplish a whole lot more. So,
I
tip
love that. Tip number two.
tip number two. I'm trying to go through this quick.
I know. I know you got your stuff, so I'm trying to zip it.
Yeah. So tip number two is ditch the cardio only approach and prioritize strength training. Okay. I see ads all the time. Walk to lose weight. Though that works. Okay. We want to prioritize strength training because that will help. The walking will create short-term results. The strength training will create long-term results. Okay. Also, with walking, we're more likely to lose muscle mass as we're losing weight because we're not doing and building strength, right? What happens to our body if we lose lean muscle mass? We slow down our metabolic rate, which means we burn fewer calories at rest. Nobody wants to burn fewer calories at rest, right? We
Yeah.
want to be able to burn the maximum amount of calories. Well, to do that, it means we need to put on more lean muscle mass. And ladies, let me tell you, that does not mean you're going to get big, bulky, Hulk Hogan looking muscles just to do strength training, right? You physically, it's probably impossible without some serious intentional effort and specific dieting and strength training to even build that type of muscle and that physique, right? It's
Yeah.
hard to become a bodybuilder. So forget that mentality of, oh, if I go lift weights, I'm going to bulk up. That's a fake lie. Don't believe it. So prioritize that strength training. And again, start small. Don't go, I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Remember, outrageous goals, right? The tip before. We want to start small. Okay. I came off of surgery last year and was able to start working out again in January. And I started with, I'm going to the gym 1 day a week. I did that for 2 weeks. I went to 2 days a week. I did that for 2 weeks.
That's
I went to
good.
3 days a week. I did that for 3 weeks. And then I went to 4 days a week. And now I fluctuate between 3 to 4 times per week of strength training. Okay. So start small, but it took time. It took
That's
months to get
good.
to that point. But guess what? Now, because I prioritize the strength training, my results are sustainable, right? And I'm
Yeah.
not feeling burnt out by it, right? There's so much focus in just walking because it's something easy we can do, right? Everybody can
Yeah.
walk. Don't give up the walking. It's good for cardiovascular. But a fun fact you may not know, dry sauna, 30 minutes, 20 minutes in a dry sauna can give you the same cardiovascular impact on cardiovascular health as going for a 20 or 30-minute cardio session walk. Okay.
Wow.
So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying forgo the walk because that helps build bone density. There's reasons we do these things, but it's not to say, oh, I'm only going to focus on this. You mentioned earlier, Cindy, I talk about the whole body and the whole everything. Like, we're looking at the body as a whole. We're looking at our life as a whole, right? So we don't want to give up the walking or the cardio, but we do want to prioritize that strength training because that's going to long term reduce the cortisol levels. That's going to long term increase our metabolic rate, which means we're going to burn more calories for a longer period of time, just to exist, right? To lay on bed and exist. We'll burn more calories the more muscle we have on our body, right? And
Yes.
that could potentially put more weight on you. So that leads me to my next tip, which is ditch the scale, right? And measure whole body progress. I'm not opposed to these scales that test a whole bunch of different measurements, okay? Those are fantastic. But if you have a scale that's only measuring weight or only measuring body fat, water weight, things like that, just a few metrics, you're missing the health of your body. You're not seeing what's really going on in the body as a whole. Okay. There's a
That's good.
lot of scales out there that will give you a guide. They're not 100% accurate, but you're looking for a trend. You're looking to see the things that need to go down, and things that need to go up, right?
Okay.
If I'm putting on muscle mass, I could have gained 2 pounds of muscle mass and I could have lost, 1 pound of fat. Okay. And I just look like I gained a pound or 2 pounds, right? And I'm like, oh, I'm discouraged because I've been doing all the right things and I
Yeah.
didn't lose anything. I gained something. Okay.
Mhm.
That's one way, but also things that can change that scale by anywhere from 2 to 5 to 7 pounds is the food that we eat the day before, inflammation,
Mm.
um, stress, hormones, all of those changes can increase that body weight. So if you're using a scale that's only telling you weight, you're
Mhm.
doing yourself a massive disservice to be at this point of going, oh, I'm not getting results. You might be. My scale that I have measures 16 different units, right?
Wow.
Different things. One of those things is biological age. In the last 8 weeks, I have gotten 8 years younger from the things that I shifted and started doing 8 weeks ago. 8 years younger. I'm now officially 27. Mind you, by my chronological age from birth is 45. And now I'm 27. So do you think that that's a huge win when my scale has only fluctuated maybe a little bit? If I was seeing no changes in my scale, but I saw that the health of my cells got younger by 8 years, that's a huge victory, right? So
Yeah.
again, if you're just using a scale that measures body weight, you're doing yourself a massive disservice to understand what that is. So either ditch it and don't go off of that. Instead, use before and after pictures. I'll tell you, ladies, we don't see ourselves in the same way that we might be getting results, but we look in the mirror and we in our mindset we look exactly the same, and other
Mm.
people will see it and we don't, right? So I'm guilty of that. Okay, I'm guilty of not seeing myself of that way. It is just the way that we perceive ourselves because we're harder on ourselves than other people are. So we don't see those results.
Sure.
Before and after pictures every 30 days are a great way. Pay attention to how your
Mm.
clothes are fitting. Are they getting looser? I know stretchy pants are a thing, ladies, and we love them. They are hard to tell if you're losing
Yes.
any weight or inches when your pants are still just as form fitting as they were before. Okay.
I'm wearing some right now.
Yeah, me too. I love them. Okay. But just keep that in mind. Like, don't go, oh, my clothes are still fitting the same way when they're stretchy pants. Keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Um, so those are just a couple things. Measure things
I love
other
that.
than just the weight, right? Just because, just think about this. How many of you guys today can say, I am a little bit stressed out? We just came off of
Sure.
Christmas. We just spent a ton of money. You know, we had maybe a great Christmas, but we are stressed because maybe we put a little bit more on the credit card than we wanted to be able to provide a great Christmas. And we're a little bit more stressed, right?
Mm.
Stress alone can change the scale. Okay.
Mm.
Because stress will shift your hormones. Okay. Hormones will
Wow.
shift your weight. So that's why I'm so adamant about this. The other thing with the scale, don't weigh yourself daily unless you're literally tracking to see how food or something is impacting your
It's
body.
good.
Don't weigh yourself every day. I weigh myself every couple weeks. Lately, I've been trying to weigh myself more just because I made some changes and added some things into my lifestyle 8 weeks ago to help activate my body. And I wanted to see what those changes have been. And so I've been
Hmm.
tracking a little bit more often, but
Hmm.
I'm not looking so much at the weight number. I'm looking at the other numbers that are happening. Okay.
So good. Yeah. And I do have some questions, but keep on going, girl. Keep on going.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, I don't know if it's better for you to ask questions now or if it's better to ask them towards the end. But the next
I'm gonna
tip
let
is
you go. I'll ask it.
okay.
I'll ask at the end. Yeah.
Okay, the next tip is ditch restrictive dieting, okay? And instead create a lifestyle of choices. This is a massive mindset shift because I
It's
guarantee
good.
you are getting ads that are saying, oh, join me for this challenge and restrict this. And oh, we're going to do a 30-day no sugar. We're going to cut alcohol. We're going to, all these things. Not a bad thing, okay? And
Yeah.
sugar is not a bad thing to restrict. Alcohol is not a bad thing to restrict. They will help you achieve your goals,
Sure. Yeah.
but I'm more for slowly making those changes
Hmm.
than to cut them out because you're going to now create a lifestyle versus something I'm only doing for 30 days. I'm only cutting my sugar for 30 days. I'm only cutting alcohol for 30 days. I'm only going to eat clean food for 30 days. What happens in the 30 days?
Right.
People go back to eating, they haven't made a lifestyle change. They're like, oh, finally I
So
can
good.
have that because your brain wants what it can't have.
Hmm.
And so then when you
Sure.
can have it at the end of the 30 days, you go right back into the lifestyle that you were, and that weight comes back and oftentimes more. So we
Yeah.
want to ditch this restrictive dieting and instead create lifestyle choices.
That's good.
Also, some of the things with restrictive dieting physiologically that it's happening, it actually increases your cortisol level. It slows down your metabolism, right? It
Hmm.
slows down and messes up your hunger hormones. So you're not able to regulate when you're full and when you're hungry.
Hmm.
And fat loss actually becomes harder. Fat loss becomes harder on restrictive diets. You're also likely to lose lean muscle mass than you
Wow.
are fat loss. Okay. So instead, make these lifestyle choices. Again, this looks like something like starting with small, achievable goals. Maybe after lunch, you have some processed sugary snack. Okay. Instead, replace it with grapes. They're still sweet, they're still sugary, but at least it's a whole food, right?
Mm. It's good.
Increase, make a swap instead of I can't have, let's swap something. Or
It's
increase
good.
protein content, increase water intake, add two things, and eventually those things you're too full for some of the other things, right? Or you're satisfied that you're able to not have this craving for those sugary sweets and things like that, right? Um,
Hmm.
think about fueling to perform. How do you want to feel throughout the day? Do I want to have energy? Do I want to feel sluggish? Right? That can really be these sugary snacks or these lovely coffee drinks, especially the holiday coffee drinks from
Yeah.
Starbucks, right? They're great, but what they're going to do is we're going to crash from those and we're going
Ah,
to start feeling sluggish and tired. So some of
sure.
the things, these questions that I have my clients ask themselves is this helping me move closer or further away from my goal? Right? That is such a powerful question to be able to ask when we're
Yes.
choosing this.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
can have it, and I've had one holiday drink this whole season,
Wow.
just the other day, and it was so good. But I've going for the others was not every day, was not helping me
Yes.
move closer to my goal, right? But I did
Yes.
want to have at least one. So day
It's
after
good.
Christmas, my Christmas present to myself, I went and had myself what did I have? A caramel brulee from creamer. I don't drink coffee, but just so basically steamed milk afterwards. Okay. Enjoy. Don't be, I didn't deprive myself and say I can't have it. I just
Mm,
chose that it's not moving me closer to my goal to have it once a week or every day or anything like that. I made a choice
right.
and I was very happy and content that I had that, right? But I'm not going, oh, I need it again. Okay.
Hmm.
Because it's not helping me move closer to my goal.
It's good. It's a
Um,
great question to ask.
and then the last tip is to ditch reactive lifestyle and instead live a preventative lifestyle. So many of
Mm,
my clients come to me after they've had a health scare or after they've had an injury instead of how do I live the best life I can with the best quality of life, with the best health life that I can, with the most energy, all these things. How can I do that before I don't have those things? Now, I say
mm,
that knowing that majority of people are already struggling with health issues, right? We're already not feeling well. We already don't have the energy levels. Our hormones are already misbalanced, right? But the waiting, the reactive lifestyle is waiting until things get really bad, right? It's
right.
not too late to start right now. Your health may not be optimal right now, but it's not too late to make those shifts of all these other tips we've been talking about to be able to help you live a preventative lifestyle versus a reactive lifestyle. And that looks like things like moving daily, choosing to move daily, choosing foods that are going to help you feel better, right? If you're like, oh, every time I eat that ice cream, I have massive digestive issues and my stomach hurts and everything else. And yes, it was really good, but do you want to always feel that way just to have food that is good in the moment,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Is it not, is it, I'm going to have increased calories because I have ice cream every night and that's making me have more inflammation and more digestive issues and I'm not achieving my weight loss goal, right? I have to ask myself these things. Instead, I'm choosing going back to all these other choices that we have and all these other tips. Like we want to be as preventative as possible. So asking ourselves some different questions, right? How are
Yes.
we managing our stress before we get overwhelmed and burnt out? Like, what are the things that we are doing? For me
Mm,
personally, one of those things I do is to take time to unplug. I turned off my phone the 24th and 25th, and that was fantastic. Bad thing about that is I didn't actually take any Christmas pictures this year. So I have no, because I wasn't thinking about, oh, I got to check my phone. So it was sitting who knows where in my house, and I forgot to take any pictures. So there was no bad thing about that. But, it was
airplane
great.
mode.
Yeah, that's what I should have done, but I didn't. I just didn't take any pictures. So I have no photo and proof that Christmas happened this year at our house.
Did
But,
anyone take pictures?
yeah, but unplug, right? Like unplug from things to
Mm,
discharge. Don't be constantly scrolling. If you see things that you catch yourself like, oh, when I do this, it stresses me out, then
mm.
maybe you need to unplug from that temporarily for a little bit of time, right? So
Yes.
so that could be, oh, I scroll through social media and I'm comparing my life to other people's life, right? And it seems
Yes.
like everybody's got it better than I do. Tell you what, most people are only posting the highlights, so don't compare yourself. But that whole thing is, just maybe you need to take yourself away from that. Maybe it's watching news and you get super stressed out watching the news. Maybe you
Hmm.
need to unplug from the news. Maybe you're in an environment with a bunch of different relationships of people that you're around and it creates a lot of stress. Set boundaries and unplug for a little bit, create a little bit of distance. There's so many things that we can do to decrease that stress and when we do that, that's going to help us live a more preventable lifestyle, because that's going to help us be healthier because our hormone levels are not elevated, right?
Yes. So good. You've touched on so many things, and I know I also want to have give you the opportunity to talk about your 90-day activation challenge as well. You talked about a scale or something that you where you can weigh yourself that's also weighing other areas of your life. Where does somebody go to find something like that? I've never even heard of this type of a like there's
There
a
are
scale
a
that does
lot.
that.
Some gyms have, these body pods and things like that. Um,
Okay.
but they charge you usually $25 to have access to go have them scanned. That these 3D body scans are out there. Those are, I mean, they're great, right? Like those are
Mm-hmm.
fantastic tools. There's another what scale that's about 150, $200 that tests even more. And I'm not saying go buy those things to be that extreme,
Sure.
right? Or go pay for those. But you can get on Amazon, there's lots of different ones out there that are about 40 to 60 bucks out
Mm-hmm.
there. You don't have to go spend a whole lot for those scales. The goal
Yeah.
with the scale isn't, is it 100% accurate? Because no scale is going to be 100% accurate.
Sure.
I don't even think these body pods and all these others, they're going to be 100% accurate, because that can
Yeah.
change again with the food that you're eating. Did I eat a bunch of salty food the night before and then went and measured, right? So just know that there can be
Yeah.
some fluctuations,
Hmm.
but you're looking for trends. Are the things trends in a fluctuating pattern? Think of the
Hmm.
stock market, right? The stock
Hmm.
market fluctuates up or down. We want to see our stock, going up, right? That's what we want to see, but it doesn't just climb like this, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going to go like this.
Sure.
But the trend, if you look at the long-term trend over time, for those stocks that are doing really well, are always trending upward. That's
Okay.
the same type of thing you want to see. With weight loss, you want to see that that's trending down, but with muscle gain, you want to see that that's trending up, right? With
Sure.
your biological age, you want to see that trending down. You
Hmm.
can eat certain things and have it go up or down just with some moderate fluctuations, but you're looking for those types of trends, not like an absolute. Just know the scale will always, always, always fluctuate. It will not always go in the direction on any of these metrics the way that you always want it to, because so many factors are influenced in that. Okay.
So good. Yeah, I love that. And thank you so much. I think it's just important for us to really understand the whole thing that you're talking about, this mindset shift, and what is something that you would say that would help with that? Okay, I need to shift my mindset because I've always thought this way for 30 years, for 40 years, for 50 years. What is like something that somebody can grab a hold on to say, okay, I really need to make this mindset shift, and I can do this, will help me make that shift.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you one thing that maybe will help
Yeah.
inspire you to make that mindset shift. And
Yes.
that it, just because we're coming into the New Year's, the number one New Year's resolution is weight loss. So
Mhm.
I'm going to give you this one little tip. Fat does not get burned if we are stressed. Okay.
Mm,
So that's stressed from, a restrictive diet. That is stressed from our environment. That is stressed from
it's
all
good.
these different things. Our body will not let go of fat if it's stressed out. Okay. So you could be doing all the right things if you're not getting adequate sleep. If you are overly stressed and overwhelmed, then maybe you're looking at what I can do to decrease that stress. Okay.
Great. Yes. Keep on going. I know we've got your 90-day activation coming up. Talk to us a little bit about that. Unless there was something else that you wanted to still tackle where you were heading with all of your wonderful takeaways.
Yeah, no, all those, I think I got through all the tips. I kind of
Okay.
jumped around, so I'm not really sure with my notes where I'm even really at. So I'm not even going to scroll through those. But really, the 90-day activation challenge starts tomorrow. I'm really excited about it because we're activating
Yes.
all 6 pillars of health. And for those of you guys who don't follow me or don't know who I am, I coach people on a 6 pillar approach to fitness, right? And I call those 6 pillars the spiritual fitness pillar, physical fitness, nutritional fitness, mental emotional fitness, relational fitness, and financial fitness. And we're looking at ways we can activate our body and our life in all
Mm.
of those areas, whether that is through activating products, whether that is through mindset shifts, whether that is through actions that we're taking. And I'm going to be walking people through this 90-day journey inside a private Facebook group. And so if you don't have Facebook, you can create an account just for that and not go do anything else with it, because I know some people don't have a Facebook these days, but be able to interact in there. You will have access to a YouTube channel that has that as
Yes.
well, where you can watch any of the replays, but you're going to miss out on a lot of the tips and the things that I'm posting, the
Mm.
recipes, the workouts that are going to be posted inside that Facebook group. So I encourage people that to plug into that and create a Facebook account, even if that's the only reason that they have a Facebook account, is to be in that private group. And we kick that off tomorrow, and that runs through March 31st.
Okay.
So you can see your life completely transform as we activate these pillars. I know we have the link that I think
Yes.
will be in the comments as well,
Yes, it's
to be
there.
able to register for that. And there's a small requirement of a fee, because I want you guys to start activating your health from the inside out. Okay.
Yes.
And that looks like taking a key activator that helps reduce oxidative stress in the body. We've been talking about reducing stress and what that
Mhm.
looks like for the body. And so if you have questions, you can still register and make a comment that, hey, I still have questions. And then
Mhm.
I'll be contacting you once you register to be able to answer those questions for you
That's
and
good.
figure out where you want more information on what. There's 3 different levels of registration that you can get, including more one-on-one type coaching or nutrition coaching, etc., from me. And lastly, starting in January marks 25 years for me in the fitness industry, and which I can't believe. So I want to be able to give back. So those that are taking the 90-day activation challenge get 25% off all of my services for the month of January. If they're continuing into February, March, I'm hoping they will, and not just having a New Year's resolution of ending in January. So I'm
Yes.
extending that for those who get started in January with the 90-day activation challenge. They get 25% off of all my services January, February, and March. So those are a couple things that I've got going on. I've got many more, but those are a couple.
I love that. So, so good. And we do have the link to your activation, your 90-day activation. We have the link there for you to jump on and register. We also have Katrina's website in there as well. And if you're watching the replay, then it will also be in the description. You'll just have to be sure to jump on your a desktop or a laptop so you can copy and paste the URL, or just follow Katrina. Both this and her True Fit by Katrina will also be on this particular post. So I love that. That's so good. So many things you left us with. I mean, I love that idea of creating the lifestyle of choices. It's, I think people need to really understand it's more than just a 30-day. When you break it down and you say it that way, it really just makes so much sense. Like, yes, you could do well for 30 days, but what happens after those 30 days? So, like, let's go to 2026 creating lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
choices and not just looking at it like January 1 through January 30 and then I'm done. No, let's like lay this foundation. And I think it's so good to even know that you can't burn fat if you are stressed. And I think a lot of people, with everything that's going on, there's a lot of stress going on in our bodies. And so just, some of the things that you talked about, being able to shut things off to decompress or detach so that you can just have that peace in your body, even if it's for 2 days, 3 days
Mm-hmm.
at a time. I think that's so good. But Katrina, thank you so much. Just such a gift. Always, your conversations are such a gift to us. This conversation truly is a blessing, especially with tomorrow being New Year's Eve.
Can't believe it.
I know. So here's the good news. We don't have to say, I've got a New Year's resolution. I'm going to get, I'm going to diet for 30 days and be restrictive. No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Please, please, please don't do that. Make smart, small choices so that your subconscious mind sees victories and it creates that dopamine, the feel good hormones.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us. And we do have her links both to her website and to her 90-day activation challenge. And so thank you so much, Katrina, for coming and joining us today. I just wish you a happy new year and blessings on everything you do. Everything you do is with such excellence. And I really encourage you guys, for those of you that are just now meeting or seeing Katrina for the first time, do head on over, click on her handle and visit her website. And you're just going to see this woman is a wealth of wisdom. I mean, from her books to her courses to her coaching. I mean, if you're going to make any changes or any investments in your life, I'm saying that this is the woman that you need to do it with. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she really does. I don't like to use put her money where her mouth is, but that's what she does.
I walk the
so
walk.
there you go, girl. You do walk the walk, and it's evident in the fruit just of everything that comes out from who you are. So thank you, Katrina, for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year. All right, take care. So please do visit her activation link that's here. Do check out her website as well. For those of you that are single, then also you can join us and become a part of our singles community, which is She is Single, She is Strong. And then I will be going on live prayer in a little bit on our She is Single, She is Strong YouTube channel. We're doing that every day. Just to be praying for you, speaking words of life, bringing these incredible experts that are coming and giving you wisdom. This is who they are. They want to give you what you need so that you can thrive. Always, what we're saying right now, going into 2026, let this be the year where you see and experience the breakthrough that God has for you. So, thank you guys so much for joining. Share this particular video and then join us tomorrow. It's never the same time because we always it's whenever our guest is available. So look at our stories and that'll tell you the time that we'll be doing our daily live interviews. But everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Bye bye.